It's the Sod Pod, brought to you by Grassland Agro. The Sod Pod. Hello, and welcome to the Sod Pod. This is episode 13. Unlucky for some, but not for the 7 workplace students that we have at Grassland Agro. They're having an absolute ball, and they're getting some unbelievable life lessons. They have the privilege of being on many farms, and that's where real learning happens. Seeing what farmers are doing every day, because every farm is different, and it's the only way of really learning is getting hands-on with the farming community and seeing how they operate in their business. We have 3 of those 7 students on with us today. We've Eoghan Devereux. He's in the Model County, and he's been educated in Setu, or formerly WIT. We've Tadhg Griffin from the Kingdom of Kerry. He's above in UCC. And also the man from the Premier County, Dara Heffernan, who's above in UCC with Tadhg. Johnny and Claire had the privilege of catching up with him on Tuesday, just straight after Moorpark 2023, which was a massive day down there, and we fierce enjoyed that too. I'll pass over to the folks now.
Today we're joined by 3 of our placement students. We have Eoghan Devereux from Wexford, we have Tadhg Griffin from Tralee, and we have Dara Heffernan from Tipperary. So welcome to the team, and nice to have you on today's. I suppose, Eoghan, how are you finding it so far?
Oh, it's good now, yeah. Different experience than what you get from a lot of placements, especially being out on the road. Normally, well, from people in my own course, a lot of them are either on farm or like they're in offices somewhere. So being out on the road is something different, and you're seeing different places every day. So, no, it's a good experience.
Very good, yes. And what? Where did you come from? Like, what education do you have, or what placement do you on?
We do down in Waterford, down in C2 now, doing third year of a level 8 Ag Science degree. I suppose there's 2 options of placement down there. There was on farm, be it in New Zealand or in Ireland, and then industry placement. I said I'd go with the industry, try to build up the CV, so it's kind of on your own head then to try and find something.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have to interrupt there. You play hurling with Bernard Furlong, and we're just chatting beforehand. You were saying that he's really struggling for his place this year. He's really off form.
I do in fact play hurling with Bernard Furlong.
Very agricultural hurler. Physical but no hands.
I don't know about that.
That's
you line
did I quoted you correctly and all that?
I don't think so now. I think you misplaced a few words, but I'd like to see you now if you go in centre forward on Bernard and see what'll happen now. John.
I'd be delighted. Bernard wouldn't even come up to the match there. He was on about like yourself, Eoghan. Bernard goes supporting Kilkenny when Wexford invariably get knocked out of the championship.
Sure, rightly so, like, no.
But does that not hurt you, like, to actually shout for Kilkenny?
I know, a bit of Kilkenny reading in me comes out. I suppose I have to go up and support him.
I just don't get it.
Very good. I suppose, Tadhg, what education did you come from, or what background for yourself?
From Ballyhiggin, County Kerry, in UCC doing agricultural science level 8.
So the 2, just for context, the 2 boys had ins with Grassland Agro. Eoghan with Bernard Furlong.
This is all live.
Tadhg with Charlie Brennan, who's a regional manager. He's a neighbour. And there seems to be a few links there as well, Tadhg, is there?
A few extra links, I think.
There's no extra link.
What?
There's no. This has been cut out anyway.
There's no links, no? You're blushing. No, but you're Ballyhiggin, man. We were down your neck of the woods there in Causeway. Very nice part of the world. You're making cows as well, Tadhg.
Yeah, we're a dairy farm, so on the Shannon Estuary, I suppose. So there's a nice view as well.
Yeah, big Clover advocates at home.
Yeah, well, we'll say quiet about that now.
You're not going to give much away. We're going to get some. We're going to get something out of you, Tadhg, by the end of this, anyway.
Well, I suppose you'll have to.
Yeah, it'll be a short podcast.
And I suppose, Dara, where do you come from? Are you from dairy background yourself, or?
Hi, yeah, I'm Dara Heffernan. I'm from Kerry and South Tip. Yeah, I'm from a dairy background. We're probably, we like to call ourselves new entrants, but it's been since 2015 now. We can't really use that excuse anymore. But yeah, so we would have been beef, sheep and tillage before that, and milking cows now, last 7 or 8 years, so fairly rounded experience at this point.
Very good. You got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's very interesting now. And like Tadhg, I'm doing the level 8 degree down UCC in Ag Science, so
How's that going?
Very happy. Well, that'd be a more dairy focused degree, so I'm very interested in that side of it. So yeah.
And would it tie in then with a home, or?
Yeah, no, it's very interesting now, and just even we get a great aspect of a lot of different very good lecturers in lots of different parts of the industry.
Who's your favourite Patui?
My favourite's Pat Toohey, but I keep asking him to get John O'Loughlin, but they said he's too out. He says he's too out there to get.
Too expensive.
We'll make you an offer.
Yeah. Down envelope, no tax.
Very good, John. Yes, exactly. So I suppose how you find, are you in third year?
Third year, yeah. I like Tadhg. I'm in third year as well.
Okay, and you're going into your final year?
Yeah, into final year next year now. Time to
crack the whip.
The whip.
Put that down. The third musketeer from UCC is missing today.
Yeah, he's on. I don't know what are we going to call that now. He's on a bit of a
holiday.
Personal time anyway.
He's on a sabbatical for the week.
Yeah, he's researching Fizzlet over in Spain, I think.
Yeah, I'd say he's doing a good bit. All right, I'd say he's busy. And lads, UCC is a new course. We had a couple of your compatriots last year, but you're getting on well in UCC. You spend a lot of time in Moore Park.
Yeah, all fourth years in Moore Park pretty much. So it's a big research centre, so it is very interesting to have insight in that side of it. We're in Clonakilty as well, and there's serious research going on down there. Clover Swords and Clover 150 projects based there as well. So.
Yeah, you'd be interested in that, and we may as well get it out of the way now, Dara, about the two Jimmies. You are, in fact, from Kerry, and that's the first thing that you kind of started from the day I met him. He started telling us about the two Jimmies.
Well, I'll be honest, John, you were asking me about him from the day I started. Now,
because they're bigger bluffers than I am.
Well, he was actually John was hoping for me to get him into their podcast, but we'll see. That's a tough ask.
They give us a shout out, will they?
Oh, shameless plug.
Yeah, but the boys are playing football and hurling, what you say?
Yeah, no. Smacks had retired, and he's back out of retirement now this year. Back playing. Only took him about 2 months, and once the run was over in January, he came back.
Yeah. And then the Johnny B's.
Johnny B's still playing.
Good hands as well, you were saying.
Got great hands. He needs them.
Yeah. But no, it's great that I suppose we have you on board, lads. You've been very busy, I suppose, fair to say, isn't it, Claire?
Yeah, so maybe, Eoghan, you'd like to tell us a bit, what have you been up to for the last couple of weeks with Grassland Agro?
I suppose for the last couple of weeks, between going around to farmers selling blocks, the Nutri V5 block, it's a big seller, there's a big push on it this year, so some fecal egg counting then with that. And then the big thing then is the Solvita testing and the grass vest, so testing for compaction and all that. There's been a big push, I suppose, in the last 2 years, and then off that, the back of that, then selling like Fizzlet and the new product Min Active. So busy with that, and then beforehand was all silage measuring. So seeing how the products performed and how the grass performed with the use of them products. It was interesting to see now the correlation between them all, and seeing the difference in soil that had got soil conditioner and different types of fertiliser, and soil that hadn't. So it's been interesting enough there.
Very good. And did you like the aspect of going around meeting different farmers, or how did that?
Oh yeah, you see, like covering such a big area, you'd see different parts of the country every day, and seeing the way lads do it differently. Like you'd be used to talking to farmers, but it's good to see how different lads are doing it, and seeing different farms and different setups, and even the difference in how lads do it in different areas, and trying to get over the different soil types and different conditions and all that.
I suppose you're amazed when you're going around the country, see like in one part of the country be a trend, and everyone kind of does it that in that part, and you go somewhere else and it's a different kind of trend, and all the farmers are on that kind of a trend, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. If you go to one area and lads, everyone is hell bent on doing something one way, and go to the next area then, and they'd say it's completely wrong. Yeah, they'd have a completely different way about it. I suppose
what suits again what you're saying,
what suits me mightn't suit you, and vice versa, so it's interesting to see that way. Get different lads different takes on it.
Exactly. Yeah. And Tadhg, I suppose, what have you taken out of all the different aspects that Eoghan has gone through? What would you be say your most interested part so far?
Well, I suppose the grass measuring or the silage measuring, that's very interesting, because I don't think people actually realise the amount of P's and K's they're actually taking out in cut silage. Like most people, they put out fertiliser for a 5-ton crop, and if you're taking out a 10-ton crop, you're taking off double the amount, and you need to put that back, or your index will be falling. So
exactly, yeah. So I suppose it's very nice to see what is coming off the crop, and then you're able to explain that to the farmer, maybe get the best nutrients and keep that soil fertility going. Yeah.
especially with the way things are going currently with the irrigation and everything. So.
Yes.
Tiger, what was the biggest crop of silage that you measured?
It was 11.5 tonne. I know there's other bigger crops around, but
it's not a measuring contest now. That's go easy. But would you believe that before you started if you didn't measure it yourself?
No, it didn't look like.
And we said that as well, like, you know, that you wouldn't actually believe it unless you measured it, but you done everything right.
Yeah.
You know, and there is a huge pull, there's a huge capacity to grow grass. It's the competitive advantage, but I suppose you're right, we do really need to look after the P's and K's.
And then Dara, I suppose, what did you find interesting yourself, or anything that you thought was different than you coming into Grassland?
Well, what I definitely found most interesting was going out doing the grass fests with farmers, because I found farmers are becoming more and more receptive to it, and lads spend a lot of time just thinking about the grass and what's going on above the ground. But then I'd be going out with farmers, you'd be digging up a bit of the sod, having a look at it and getting your hands dirty, and like, you know, chemically you might have the P's and K's there and the pH might be right, but what's the physical structure of the soil, how healthy is that actually? And it's mad, you go to one guy, very similar soil type to one of his neighbours, and there could be two completely different physical structures of the soil based on what management they're implementing.
Okay, very good, yes. And would you find it enjoyable then maybe talking that back to the farmer, communicating it back?
Oh, but even what I find very interesting is farmers, they'd be talking maybe like, oh, I reseeded this field and the history, and this is one my father reseeded, and I've managed this one differently, and it's just a wealth of knowledge. Like, and like Eoghan was saying, there's no one size fits all. By like, you're travelling a big area, you're seeing 10 different solutions to one problem. It's just amazing to see that.
Okay, yes, I suppose it is, yeah. As you're saying, soil health is becoming kind of more topical at the moment, isn't it?
But even what I found my biggest surprise is just how farmers have managed to pivot in the last 2 or 3 years, and how conscious farmers are becoming of their nutrient management, and not just one size fits all. I'm going to manage the whole farm the exact same, and it's going to get the exact same chemical nitrogen and slurry. Actually watching it on a paddock by paddock basis is just, farmers are really upping their game now in the last couple of years.
Yes, yes. And you think yourself, as I was saying to Tadhg, you go out and do a grass fest at home maybe?
Oh, what I did, yeah, I went out and done a grass fest at home, and it was, what I actually found most surprising was I went into probably one of the highest producing paddocks on my farm, and the soil, the root structure wasn't what I thought it would be. You'd think it'd be a great root structure, but it wasn't. And I had another grassland rep out with me, and of course he was trying to sell me Fizzlet at the time.
Yeah, well, the lorry has been spread already, is it?
Oh, it is, yeah.
It's
very good. But no, but it's just mad. You might think one field, the grass would look great in it, but the root structure wasn't up to scratch at all, and it's something you try to go address then.
Yeah, it shows there's more potential there, and there's obviously...
and you think we thought it was one of the best fields, and we were getting the most out of it we could, but clearly there's more potential there.
And there seems to be grassroots issues at Tip Hurling as well. Is that
had to happen. I was hoping to record this before we got knocked to the championship, but
yeah, we just in the nick of time. You were disappointed, Des. You were very disappointed the following Monday when I was chatting to you.
Yeah, I was hoping to take a sick day that day, but no, you're very lucky, John. Now you have two teams in the go, Kilkenny and Clare.
Oh, right there, right.
You know, you've the double the chance of being clubbed.
It'll be a serious in-house rivalry now, I'd say.
Yeah, but sure, do you remember the day below in Charleville, lads? They had to come in and lick my wounds in front of all the Limerick lads. That was misery, like, for sure.
Joe Hogan was not happy.
Oh, Joe
Hogan was very happy.
He was delighted, sure, but no, listen, you're flying it, and I suppose anything that Meany took you by surprise, or maybe something that you out of the blue. Go on, Tiger, take her away.
I suppose just something that stood out to me is actually the amount of farmers that are actually really good at what they do, like, and how they manage their farms.
Very good point, yeah.
I don't think people actually realise what they do.
Yeah, I think you're right, because I think sometimes we think that, you know, there's X amount of farmers on pasture base measuring more than 30 times, and we think that they're at the upper level. But there's loads of people managing grass that aren't necessarily recording it, and are really good grassland managers.
Especially even, I noticed there was a lot of good beef farmers out there.
Yeah.
That definitely, they're probably not on pasture base. And even probably older beef farmers who you mightn't think they're trying much, but they really are, like, and they really are. They're trying to change what they've been doing the last 20, 30 years to try and be more sustainable. And you have to give credit to them for that.
Yeah, I think it's a big one, lads, that I suppose there is a lot of challenges, but there's a lot of opportunities, and you've probably seen maybe from the grass fest when you started out, we did the training and whatever, but as you get more experience with it, you see what a one should look like and maybe what the true potential is there. Is that fair to say, Eoghan?
Oh, it is, yeah. Like, even yesterday, I was out with a farmer, and he said he hadn't reseeded a paddock in it was 36 years. My dad, he said, but
same age as Darren.
No comment on that one. But the soil was the best I've seen so far, and it shows the impact. I know you're reseeding, it help your grass growth and all that, but the difference your dung and your fizzle it makes is serious. Like even
and even sometimes when you're seed clear, you kind of, if you're ploughing especially, you have no soil structure after it.
Yes, yeah, you want to be careful. You could be doing more damage than good.
Well, that's it. This fella said, now obviously it was a long time ago since it was reseeded, but he said he ploughed it. But he said, I suppose he's getting the thing of a stubborn farmer is it's kind of a thing of the past now. Like he knows himself, if he goes and ploughs that now, it's gone, it's wrecked. So like he's smart enough. When he said to me, when he goes to reseed it again, he said he's going to barely disc it at all, keep the soil structure there, because it's that good that there's no point going ruining it. Like you could see the worms, and the minute he took up the sod, there was worms nearly falling out of it. Like so there was.
I suppose this kind of shows you what good management has the potential to do. Like.
Well, that's it, yeah. Now, like he said that there was a paddock near the yard, and he said it would take punishment, but he said you could see just what the dung does, and I don't think farmers realise that.
Yeah, very good point. Yeah,
when you have the structure there, you can do a little bit of damage and it can recover. When you have the organic matter there as well. Tiger, just going back to maybe the grass measuring for a minute, like, do you think that maybe, did you see any major difference between ground maybe that was grazed in spring and wasn't?
I suppose just the quality of it really. To be the ground that was grazed is greener down to the base, whereas ground that wasn't is just kind of dead at the bottom nearly. The bigger crops anyway.
Definitely, and it's more shook looking, but in the yield it doesn't seem to be a major difference. And you're gaining a lot in quality, because ultimately it's about the amount of UFLs and the amount of protein that you have in the...
Exactly, yeah, John. I suppose when you're feeding the silage in the winter and you're feeding it to maybe weanling, something that you want the best quality you can possibly have. So that bit of quality that you have in the summertime when you graze it, maybe starting off before you close it, is going to give you that extra quality by just grazing it and getting the most out of your grass, isn't it? Yeah. I suppose, Dara, is grassland what you expected?
I'll be honest, it is and it isn't. Like, I always knew grassland. Is there about to be something controversial here? Maybe.
I've been waiting for this.
Juicy. No, but it's even just, I always knew grassland were very much at the forefront of sustainability, and there's definitely not too many fertiliser companies doing what they're doing, and just the amount of boots in the ground talking to farmers is just unbelievable. But it's just how big of a push there really is towards sustainability, and we all know water quality has become such a big issue at the moment, and in fairness, like, all the farmers I'm meeting, lads really want to make a difference, and there's often a bad rap, like, people think farmers aren't trying to make the difference, but farmers really are trying to do something about it, and be it young, old, beef, dairy, anyone, young stock farmers, everyone seems to be trying to do something about it, and that's probably something we just like to get known.
Exactly, yeah, and it's probably nice that you're able to go out and see that farmers are trying, and maybe we need to be more vocal about it, don't we?
Yeah, and even then you'd meet some farmers and they're trying, and then they're saying, oh, but we're getting such a bad rap about it. You know, they nearly get fed up with trying. But lads really do want to make a difference. Like, lads are definitely pivoting away from, we've done this the last 30 years, so we're going to stay doing that. Farmers are really trying to do something new and make a difference now.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I suppose, Eoghan, is grassland what you expected?
Again, it is and it isn't. Like, if doing the interview and all, John and Lorraine kind of said what you'd be doing. But so we had an idea, like, you're going to be silage measuring, you're going to be soil testing, salvita testing and all that. But the whole thing, like the advisory side of it, I wouldn't have knew that at all now. Like this thing, like calling out to farmers maybe once a month, advising them, just seeing how they're getting on, more so than going, like, you don't go in just to sell them blocks or just to sell them fertiliser, just to sell them biostimulants. You know, you go more so going in to just to see, for a chat and see how he's getting on as well.
Yeah, so very good. I suppose that you're kind of building up a relationship with the farmer.
Well, that's it, yeah. That's the biggest thing, that some of the farmers and the reps are a lot closer than what I would have thought.
Yeah, and there's the different steps to the sustainability program to try and, you know, address the challenges that we're facing across soil health and forage production.
Exactly, yeah, and I suppose at different stages of the season you might see something different that you mightn't have in the spring. Like, you might be focusing on trying to get fertiliser out and what is the best kind of fertiliser in the spring, but I suppose this time of the year you can focus on that soil aspect and get that up and going and functioning to its best of ability as well.
Yeah, you could see that obviously there's a plan, right? You have time for your soil tests and time for selling your fertilizer, but it was great. Like, you could see then it's not that constricted either, that you could sell your fertilizer whenever. But it was like, obviously this time of year, John likes to pick the good hard soil to go try and take a action in it.
Build up those muscles.
Get a mini tiger.
Yeah, it is similar to Owen. I wouldn't never have realised that there was so much the advisory side of the business. Just like the amount of advice you're giving to farmers for pretty much free, like, it's shocking, really.
Oh yeah,
the serious like.
And Tadhg, listen, this is off the record. There's no one listening here. Who do you reckon you've had a better placement than some of your peers?
Yeah, well, I'd say we have, sure. We got the car, like, so that seals it.
That
like.
sealed the deal.
That's just it. Like, I think there's nothing else can beat the Dacia Dusters.
Yeah.
There was actually lads cribbing to me. They were after getting a brand new van. I'll tell you a good one now about Dara. The first day we landed down into we're meeting. Do you remember this, Tadhg? No.
Oh, yeah. I bet get exposed here.
We were above in the office in Limerick. We were having a cup of tea and we were looking out the window, and Dara landed in the van late as usual, and he was to try and reverse the van, and he couldn't use the mirrors, so he had to open the door and look out.
That's an odd. Couldn't use the mirrors as an office table.
I was like,
chose not to use the mirrors.
This is a disgrace. And then they were in the vans, and then you were in the Dusters, and you're reversing it our way. So
You're said so.
Yeah.
I suppose we're recording this after the Moore Park Open Day. Dara, how did you find the Moore Park Open Day, or did you enjoy it?
No, I found it very interesting now, and just there seemed to be a wealth of different knowledge. Nearly, even at the time, it might take you a day or two after you come home from it just to realise how much you're actually seeing at it, because there's just, you can feel that a lot at the one time getting thrown at you, but even just big push on sustainability and labour efficiency and utilising grass in the right way. I found it very, very good this year.
Very good. And did you pick up anything, tips or anything for yourself, or
but even
any extra bits
big tips now where, lads can often think with the whole sustainability side, which I don't have time to do that, or I'm too busy doing this, I'm too busy doing that. But definitely, if there's a good balance, lads don't think of the work efficiency side of it and the sustainability side of it. You have to have time to do things in the right way, and that means being sustainable and how efficiently you work. So I found that very interesting.
Very good. And I suppose, Owen, where do you see yourself going in the future, or do you have anything, or you're trying to focus on your fourth year, is it?
I get through fourth year and try to pass my exams and go from there.
Yeah. Do you know what to expect from fourth year then? Are you doing a project maybe, or?
Yeah, we're on about doing a project. I think they haven't really explained much to us, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But yeah, I think there's some sort of project or something involved in fourth year. And will you be doing more practical work maybe in fourth year, or out on more placement? Or? In fairness, with the course, the first year was all online, so you couldn't get a good idea what you're doing. Second and third year, you'd be out in Killalton 2-3 times a week, so it's been.
Out with Eva Hayes.
Out with Eva Hayes, yeah. I had Eva in second year, first and second semester. No, I didn't have her in third year.
Very good soils lecturer in Killalton. Tadhg, quick question for you: is Checo Perez gone?
Yeah, Daniel Ricciardo will be back now.
Do you think so?
I do, yeah. I don't
know. I think they might go for Leclerc or something like that.
No, they won't. Well,
his contract, maybe signed.
Yeah, his contract's up, isn't it? Yeah.
Signed, maybe.
Yeah, Ferrari are falling apart, really.
For the shambles. Does anyone else have any other hobbies? The Wexford and Dipman. You're hardy hurling, anyways.
Oh, jeepers now, John.
John, I've heard stories about you hurling anyway, so there's always something.
Hardy hurling, no?
Hardy junior hurlers from Tipperary.
Yeah.
I suppose I can't.
Any other pastimes, hobbies, interests,
passions
other than livestock?
I get enough hardship at hurling.
Oh, and I have to ask you a question.
This will be good.
I have to ask you a question, and it is an embarrassing one. I apologise in advance.
This will be good.
This will be good. Your girlfriend's 21st birthday present.
Yes, yeah.
Would you care to expand on that?
A great investment there. Came from down in Kerry, actually. A lovely belted Galloway calf. It was actually after being TB tested yesterday, so I hope to God by the time he's still there.
If you bring TV into that answer, you will be man of the match.
Yeah, he doesn't like me enough as it is. Wait till I bring TB in. But
Bernard probably testing it anyway.
No, Bernard wouldn't go into that place. No, Bernard wouldn't be letting.
So, anyway, so the story is that you went and got a pedigree, Belted Galloway heifer calf. I think that's top class. I think that's setting the bar too high though. For
the hardship we got getting that calf.
I'd say it was some crack.
He was. No, I didn't go down and collect him. Thankfully, I was off actually the Limerick races, but I think her father went down and collected it, and he nearly jumped out with a trailer. He was so wild. He was running around Kerry National Park there for a few weeks. It was a case of your man who had her said, if you can get her in, he can buy her. So he's grand there now. She's quite enough there now at the minute.
She's simmered down a bit.
She has, yeah. She's getting big. So she's delighted with that now.
Yeah, fair play. It's a big one, like, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I don't know how you're going to top it in the future.
I'm have to put myself under pressure there now.
That's the other side of it.
I'm digging myself a hole.
Worry about that one next year. Sure.
Yeah, exactly. I suppose, Dara, do you have any interest outside, maybe farming at home? Or?
Probably the cliche, playing GA now. But I'm playing hurling football with Kerry. Well, trying to play anyway, so we'll see how that's going. It gets busy time of year now, so you're trying to play, but I'm enjoying it now. But I found Grassland now, it kept us busy anyway. So
lads, maybe around the grounds, where are you going to go? What are you going to do when you're finished? Quick answer, and one more. Tiger,
come back to Grassland for a job now.
Grassland. Dara, you're the same, I assume.
Yeah, well, I'll be doing something to do with agriculture anyway. I'm probably going to have to decide soon enough what way I go, but we'll see what happens.
You won't rule that now, Eoghan?
No. Following the footsteps of John O'Loughlin. My biggest idol.
Big boots to fill now.
I know, something with sales or advisory, something like that.
Brilliant.
That's great. And thanks very much to the three of you coming on and talking to us today. It's been a pleasure having you.
I know, and thanks for having us on there.
Same as that, lads. Fair play to you. It's great to have you on board, and we had a good old crack and hopefully picked up something along the way too.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you, Claire and Johnny, for facilitating that, but a huge thanks and bula boss to Eoghan Devereux and Tadhg Griffin and Dara Heffernan. These are three young up-and-coming stars of agriculture. Bit of noise distortion there throughout that podcast, little bit of nerves with shaky hands. No, it wasn't really the students, it's John really panicking about the game coming this weekend. But again, Claire, Johnny and the three guys, thank you so much. Mind yourselves out there. Farm smart, farm safe. Hey, thanks for listening to the Sod Pod. We hope you enjoyed it. To find out more, head over to www.grasslandagro.ie or check out our social channels: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn and YouTube. That's all for this episode. See you next time.